I don't know, they're trying the best they can, and that's what I find fun about it. So that's why I picked it for
You
three.
know what I loved about it is that like so we only meet her, he only meets her like a while into it, like he's alone, and then they meet, and it just shows that yeah, that whole thing when you at least have someone and you're not alone, and then they kind of like get stuck there for a while because yeah, the worst thing is to be alone. And it actually takes them a while after like meeting to really like start doing stuff, which is also, I think, pretty cool because it says a lot. It does, because being alone is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Like the survival is something, but yeah, if you can like pad yourself up somewhere, you're technically safe. But if you're going to be there all alone, you will start suffering fairly early on.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then they meet each other, and then yeah, they just like do this across the building thing for a while. I really enjoyed that movie. I thought
Yeah.
it was very fun.
I mean, I just like movies where it's tough to go 30 feet. It's a life or death
Yes.
going those 30 feet. I like that
Yes.
idea of it. So, all right. So how about this? We got our three. We've each picked three. We'll pick three on the back half, three each on the back half of the episode. Let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll pick the rest of our 2020 horror films. We'll be right back.
Perfect.
Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks. And before I forget, I just wanted to read out. On Facebook, I reached out and I said, "Hey, what are your some on the Movies, Films, and Flicks Facebook page?" I reached out to some people and I said, "Hey, what are your favorite horror films of 2020?" And I got some responses. So from Lisa L, she said Antebellum, The Invisible Man, and Host. And she also loved The Hunt. She said it was far better than she expected, and she loved Color Out of Space too. Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie said he loved The Invisible Man, The Wretched, The Rental, hey, The Lodge,
Uh-huh.
and Relic, which
Nice.
all good picks, Charlie. I taught Charlie at Florida State. He was one of my public speaking students.
Cool.
I taught a public speaking lab at Florida State University, and then like we became buds. So I'm glad he did that. And then Ryan Groff, he said Antebellum, The Invisible Man, Underwater, The Hunt, and Gretel and Hansel. Then
Ah.
let's see, from the Last Knock podcast, Billy Crash loves To the Last Death, The Platform, VFW, Possessor, and Relic. And Johnny Num loves anything for Jackson, The Lodge, Human No More, The Swerve, and VFW. VFW's his number one of the year, and Billy Crash loved Relic. Those were their top films of the year. So I want to read those out before we move
Cool.
further. Now, can I ask you a question? No.
No.
So when I watched Underwater, I was like, this is fun, this is good. But I think about it later on, I love it more. Just the monsters and the underwater and the constant movement of it. And there's really no 1, 2, 3. Like there's really no 3-act structure. It's just survive. And so when I watched it, I didn't think it was overly exciting. But growing in my memory, I kind of love it. Is that a weird thing? Like, what have you watched Underwater?
No.
No?
Yes, I have. I liked it from the get-go, must say. But no, Mark, I don't think that's weird. Like sometimes you just need to sit with something. I've had that with movies.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked Underwater. Like I know a lot of people were like, oh, it's derivative, but I mean,
Everything is, right?
everything is.
Stop. Like, people stop. And something's only derivative when they don't like it. It's like, oh, I like this
yeah.
movie. Like, but it's completely derivative, but you like it. But then if something you don't like, sorry, I totally interrupted you, but I hate that. Like, every movie's derivative. Come on. Except for some.
Go off, dude.
Except for Get
Totally,
Duped.
because honestly, I'm like, and people are like, oh, but it was like Alien. I'm like, and you don't want to see another Alien movie? What is like? I don't get. I don't understand the reasoning. I don't understand what you're saying. I loved it. I thought it was really cool. Give me those sea monsters. Give me yeah. I think maybe like my biggest like issue but it's not even an issue. I wouldn't say I like the ending that much, but I really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
I think I watched it with some people who didn't really like it, and I don't know, they were just like, But I like Kristen Stewart. I think she's a good action hero. T.J. Miller, I know he probably won't be around much anymore, but I've always liked his screen presence. They had really good actors. They had Vincent Cassel in there. They had oh man, what's her name? She's from Love and Monsters and Iron Fist. She was like really good in there. I mean, had a good cast. And it's just, I like monsters and I like the constant movement of it. It's just go, hurry, hurry, hurry movie. But for some reason,
Yeah.
I wasn't too attached to it in the beginning. I guess just some of the, and there's like added backstory. Then you have the couple and you're like, wait, why are they doing this? And then it's just this, but I guess she's saving them because of something from her past. And I guess one thing I like about Alien, right, is Alien, you don't really have any backstories. It's just survive. And so
Yeah.
when you start chucking in a bunch of different motivations or stuff like that, it felt unnecessary to me. I guess I wanted Alien, which is derivative of me, or not derivative, but it's unfair. But I just wanted monsters and running away from monsters, and I should have just embraced what was in front of me, I guess. I own it now, by the way. I bought it.
I mean, because because I mean, like, you must remember, it's like it's got a bit of a cosmic horror thing going. So yeah, it's not just going to be like, like no backstory or whatever. I don't know. That didn't really bother me that much. But I have a theory about Underwater because the movie kind of tanked in a way, as in like a lot of people didn't like it or were like, ugh, groaning about it. I think it came out at the wrong time.
Yeah.
I think it came out in a time where everyone was being ugh anyway. That's my theory, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to, if it was possible. Can I travel back in time and like tell them to release it 4 months later? I wonder about that because that's a theory that I have. I might be completely wrong, but yeah.
I gave it a positive review, but you're right. A lot of people were dunking on it.
Yeah, a lot of people. And I was like I said, I can't understand. You're saying it's like Alien, but I'm sorry, did we not like Alien? I thought we all loved Alien.
Give me
now
more
it's
of
like
that.
Alien Underwater. You've got TJ Miller dying the best death that I've seen, probably. Like when I saw it, it was the best I've seen in a long time.
I love it.
That was very funny.
The more I think about it, I like it more.
Yeah, and it's like, they're walking with these suits, looks like these space suits, but like at the bottom of the ocean. Just the way, like how difficult it is to move in those things, and you're underwater.
Mm-hmm. And
I like the stakes of it. Like,
it looks good. They filmed it in Texas in an old Lowe's. So a Lowe's is I don't know if you have those in Lowe's, like they sell home appliance, construction tools, like a big chain. And they filmed an old abandoned place, but they made it look good, right? It's cool. And
I liked it.
What I don't like about comic book fans, right? You have Captain America. The dude gets a super serum, and he's set for the rest of his life, and he's frozen in ice for 70 years. But then people are like, they would never build a drill that deep in the ocean. It's like, ugh. And then you have Thanos running around. It's come on, be fair. So yeah. But I would have given it a B- after I first watched it, but now it's moved up for me in regards to just it's a good A creature feature. So
yes, it is.
All right. So what's your fourth pick?
Well, since we've brought up some cosmic horror, I'm gonna go with Color Out of Space.
I was just thinking about that. I'm like, well, you've actually made my list easier now.
Great. See, it works.
I was gonna do Swallow and Color Out of Space. Now I can pivot to other funky things.
There we go. Just then we have to someone needs to pick Color Out of Space because oh boy did I. And you know what, Mark? I was surprised. I didn't think I would like it that much. I went in kind of cynical in a way. I was like, oh, this is gonna be another like Nick Cage psychedelic, maybe a bit too psychedelic for my taste movie. Nick going all strange and okay, fine. I loved this movie. Like, I didn't want it to end. I enjoyed it so much.
I like the cast. It's just such a fresh... It just feels like such a fresh cast. Just, I like the kids in it. The son, like that little kid, the little guy, Jack. A cute little kid. And then the daughter, Madeline? Or Lavina?
Yeah, with the, Lavinia. Pagan ritual stuff doing and, like...
And then
it was interesting.
The other son, Benny, he's from the OA. I love that show. and the kid Ward Phillips with the water. I don't. It's just that, like Julia Richardson cutting off her fingers, Richard Stanley on his comeback after being disgraced. It's just it's a good looking movie. And you know what's interesting too is I think they did a good job of tying in the like Nick Cage's or Nathan Gardner's kind of alcoholism in this. Just sort of watching him, like, I need a drink, and I'd like a rum and coke. It's just really interesting watching this guy who's moved his family out to nowhere to raise alpacas. He's already stressed, and so his
the animal of the future.
Yeah. Oh gosh. His freakouts felt authentic though, right? Like they didn't feel. Some people exploit the cage. This one, he's already under pressure, and he finds something that just turns everybody mad and turns his alpacas into a thing-like creature. So it's...
Whoa, yeah, that splicing is like that fusion. Splice fusion. Whoa.
She's trying to suck him back into the body, the little boy.
I love the effects of everything and like, yeah, the mutations. And I love it that, yeah, like the mom with the mastectomy at the beginning and stuff. So it's also like you've got these, and yeah, just like this, all the horror playing out, like, and they're trying to deal with it, but they're like slowly losing it. But then the nuance as well. I love that they didn't make Nick like, oh, he's all fine and dandy in the beginning. He was already off in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And even when he was like in the thick of it in the end, he still had these moments of almost serenity and clarity. Like, I love just how it was constantly playing off this, what is it now? What is it now? What are they feeling now? Where are they now? I really enjoyed this one. And the colors were so beautiful. Corey said it was a bit much for him. Like, the colors were a bit strong. But I thought visually, I was sucked into this. It was really good.
It's a good film. It's nice watching Cage be in a good film, not in a... something shot in 3 days, and he got paid $2 million to do something on. This had ambition and good actors. And, yeah, exactly. Or pay off the castles.
Monkey fight dates or something.
Oh. I was doing National Treasure research for the episode on Rotten Tomatoes, and it turns out that he actually went hunting for the Grail. Like, he actually went on this crazy hunt after National Treasure. He lives, that's for sure. But it's a good movie, and it gives, most importantly for me is I forget about so many horror movies, but it gave me the visuals in this, just, and like the crisp camera work and just, Korianka Kilker is in it. She's from The New World, and I love that movie, so I'm always happy. She's the mayor in this movie, so I'm always happy when she comes around in films. But no, it's good. It's different. It's fun. It goes there. It gets bloody. It gets just a descent.
They play with it so much. Like, I love where, like, one moment it's almost like the space opens up and you can walk into it, and then the next minute it feels like the space is suffocating you. Like, it's I don't think anyone can make a movie like this. I was impressed. I think it's a very difficult movie to make.
It's a great point. It's not. This is a hard movie to make. This is that shouldn't be taken for granted. This was a tough balancing act to make.
This is a tough movie. I think a lot of people would not be able to. This is I don't think I would be. I don't know if well, maybe.
And I like the crisp camera work too. Like they went really HD, and it creates this sort of family drama. It just looks crisp and clean. It does not prepare you for what's to come, which I like. It doesn't start off all dreary and built out of that. Oh, that's a good one. All right, so my fourth pick. This one's going to be weird. I don't know if you've seen it. You've probably seen it. But I'm just going to take Come to Daddy, the Elijah Wood. I
have not.
Oh, so it is just the weirdest. Oh, man, I don't want to wreck anything for you. But it's Elijah Wood as the most squirrely kid. He's just the squirreliest kid that you could possibly meet. He plays a guy named Norval, and he goes to find his dad, who he is estranged with. And he goes there, and his dad is Stephen McHattie and Gordon, and the dad just is really rude to him. They have this really awkward scene where Elijah Wood lies about knowing Elton John